How did you attract or address your audience? To help me answer this question, I interviewed a person who fits tightly within my target audience. This is what he had to say about my magazine. So first question, what appeals to you most in this magazine?
I think it covers quite a wide kind of range of punk and what you're trying to go for. So you've not just stayed to just one kind of part of it. You've gone across different different countries. And also the fact that it includes some bands that I really like. So for example, Rancid. I'd be very interested in reading the Rancid Q&A it says it has here. And the coverage of Rebellion Festival, something that I like to hear about, see. So that's, yeah. And I like the layout of the front cover and the double page spread, and with the colours and stuff they use quite bold, contrast which go quite well.
What doesn't appeal to you?
I think the front cover could certainly have a bit more information as to what's inside the magazine. Maybe mention a few more of the bands that are going to be across the whole thing. Also, I think the beach punk genre is kind of niched, even within punk itself. So it's definitely spreading out to something that was a bit more wider and mainstream within punk would be a good idea, instead of just including niche kind of markets.
However, there was some information that Rob didn't pick up on or didn't expand upon. An example is the use of photos. In the end, I used a wide range of photographs. For my main article, the models were wearing rather messy casual clothing. I also decided to use black nail varnish on 2 of the members. The messiness of the clothing along with the black nails have strong connotations of the genre, and this would therefore attract my audience as they could relate to the youthfulness of the models and their clothing. I also used a direct gaze in every single photo of the band to sustain a connection with the reader and to attract them to read the article. Also, I decided to use a female model as she would attract the male gaze. For my other model, I used a black outfit as this colour is commonly worn by the young punk audience. I also used a picture of him looking at the floor to connote that he may be troubled. I decided to use this position as a stereotypical representation of a teen punk listener would be that they are depressed. This could then attract them as they could feel that they have a connection with the model. However, I feel that I could have improved my photos to further attract my audience by using stronger punk stereotypes like makeup and leather jackets, and used a green screen to change the background of my photos to further emphasise the content. For the content of my article, I decided to interview the band to get a more accurate representation of my genre. By using the same words the band use, the content of the magazine has a greater chance of attracting the audience as they could be familiar with the informal language they use. I also decided to use columns and transparent boxes to break up the text, making it more appealing to read, and also to relate to the forms and conventions of a normal magazine. The language I used throughout the narrative was informal and the words were not too complicated. This was to attract and address the audience, as I discovered that they preferred informal slang to complex sentences. The Q&A format is popular within a young social group, so by using it in my product, it has the ability to appeal to the audience. I also used a wide range of fonts with different colours and gradients. For headlines and titles, I used bold fonts with bright colours. This was to attract the audience to the important content. For the article, I used a thin, black font so the content would not get in the way of the important quotes and photos. I carefully planned the colour scheme to attract the audience. From research of other products and creating an interview, I chose colours that were bright and bold and could attract the view of the reader. I, however, could have improved the colour palette of the product by using a green screen and learning about the colour correction in After Effects to change the colour of the photos. I also attracted my audience by having a rather affordable price with competitions and free posters. This was to attract the working class audience, as these cheap prices would appeal to them and create the illusion that the product is actually giving them more for what it is worth. Overall, I thought the most important part I had to accurately plan to attract my audience was the content in the specific genres and artists. These have the greatest relevance to the reader, as each reader will have a different favourite artist and genre. If I can pick the right artist, I can then immediately gain the attention of the reader.